Louie Gohmert, that guy, he was arguing in Congress as they debated on the floor about whether or not they should ensure the right to contraceptives, because we're still talking about this. Insane. But in that discussion, instead he found himself talking about social media bans and restrictions because Louie Gohmert can't focus on one thing. He went in with this thought and was like, what am I here for again? So let's take a look at what he had to say, because he ended up exposing Diamond and Silk, who often complain about social media restrictions and limitations. Let's watch.
It's time to get rid of their immunity from liability for even fraud. You can't even sue them for fraud. I'm like, Diamond and Silk, they were telling me how they had paid in order to have their name come up more often. And not only did it not come up more often, an algorithm was used to send it to the bottom. That's called fraud. They took money from them under fraudulent circumstances. They can't even sue over that.
Wait, what? Diamond and Silk are supposed to sue over paying for them getting promoted, but they defrauded them by not promoting them. Weird, because Diamond and Silk are always talking about how they get limited all the time, but they never mentioned the whole paying thing. Let's go to some more details here, because they testified in front of Congress about these limitations, and they said Facebook censored our free speech, and shame on the ones that don't even see that we've been censored. If the shoe was on the other foot and Mark Zuckerberg was a conservative and we were liberals, all fences and all chains would have been broke loose. You know it, and I know it. This is from 2018. Diamond and Silk, and their real names are actually Lynette Hardaway and Rochelle Richardson. They've been battling with Facebook since 2017 when the social media giant changed its terms of service for pages that earn ad money without first notifying them. Facebook has since repeatedly offered to make amends, but Diamond and Silk continue to say that the company is silencing them because it's more lucrative to say that and get people like Louie Gohmert to then, I guess, expose this back and forth of nonsense that they push. But not only that, because they appear to have a bit of a cozy relationship with Gohmert, and maybe this is why he's standing up for them. Let's look at this graphic here, because he's been paying them for entertainment purposes. Let's look at those two instances. Louie Gohmert for Congress committee paid Diamond and Silk of North Carolina for entertainment in 2019, first in April and also in August. In August, it was $6,900, and then in April, it was $5,000. I don't know what kind of entertainment they provided. They were just standing there doing their normal bit, I guess. And the rich folks sitting in the audience laughed and went, look at them acting like the way we think black people are. Isn't that great? And then Diamond and Silk took their little $5,000 and almost $7,000 and walked home. We did a great job today, right? That's who Diamond and Silk are, and that's who Louie Gohmert is. None of these people are serious. None of them actually believe anything that they're saying, but they want you to. It's a matter of how long we're gonna keep believing them.
Yeah, so there's a lot of great parts of this fun little story. So he's like, now, they can't be popular on their own, obviously, so they were paying to pretend to be popular, and then they don't get what they bargained for. I mean, that's fraud, right? I mean, all of us Republicans pay to pretend to be popular, like that Regnery publisher. They buy all the books and then pretend we were big bestsellers, right? I mean, they did it for all these. Sarah Palin bought her own books with her own pack and then pretended she was a bestseller, remember? Okay, that's how we always do it. And now they're doing the fraud and they won't let us cheat. Wait, what?
Straight up.
Okay. I once ran into Louie Gohmert at an airport and I asked him about a constitutional convention. Long story, I told it to the members before. TYT.com/join, good reason to join. Get these fun stories as soon as they happen. And I asked him, where do you think Trump is on? Because there's a thing I agree with Gohmert on conventions. And I asked him, because it's a real question, genuine question. I'm like, when am I ever gonna run into Louie Gohmert again, right? So I asked him about the convention. I said, what do you think Trump thinks about it? And he said that he thought Trump wasn't bright enough to understand the concept. Oh my God, Gohmert thinks Trump is too stupid. Wow. Okay. And then he hires Diamond and Silk to be a certain type of show where they then laugh at them thinking, oh, this is how black people act. Oh. So that's my reaction to that part.
He told everyone that Diamond and Silk have to pay for engagement online. If I was Diamond and Silk, I would not be happy about that. Why did you out us that we have to pay to get to reach an audience online? And then not only that, They paid to have their name appear more, but then their engagement was low and they're upset. Sure, you can pay to have your stuff seen more on social media, but you can't pay people to like it and interact with it as well. That's how the algorithms on social media work. So that is very funny. And it reminds me of when my senator back in Connecticut was talking about we need to ban Finsta. These guys need to get out of public office because they just don't understand tech. And then to say it's fraud, that they were frauded. They have no understanding of the legal definition of that word pretty clearly. It reminds me of in Reno 911, there's that meme of this kid who's jogging and he's like sitting in the grass and these cops go up to him and they're like, what happened? And he's like, I was murdered. He's like, Diamond and Silk were frauded. They have no idea what they're talking about.
Hey, what do snitches get?
Stitches.
Oh, interesting. I wonder if Diamond and Silk are gonna strike back at Louie Gohmert for snitching on him. But look, one serious note about this, which is the point that JR and I brought up. There's a whole racket of, unfortunately, African Americans who get paid to act ridiculous in front of white Republican crowds. And so Ben Carson's a great example of it. Guy's a neurosurgeon. He pretends that he was stupid and he didn't know anything about chemistry or biology, and an angel taught him while he was sleeping, because black people can't be intelligent. He was violent and stabbed people all the time, but it would always hit their belt buckle, right? But then Jesus saved him once. This is just, they eat that stuff up, right? Herschel Walker, he was gonna kill someone, but then he saw a Jesus bumper sticker. It's always the same story. And for Diamond and Silk, I do genuinely wonder, what do they talk like when they're not on air, right? When they're not putting their show on. Because you've seen them, if you've seen, well, maybe you didn't see them, that's what they're heard. But if you've ever seen them, they put on a show, right? And they act super silly and as if that's the way they normally talk. When they go home, I wonder if like, oh, what do we get out of this? $6,900, that's a good take, right? So I don't know who they are in real life, but there's a racket of and it's not just black folks, by the way. There's Muslims who do it, there's Latinos who do it, there are women who do it, there's gay folks who do it. I mean, okay, and it's a literal job to sell out your own community to racist and bigoted, sexist, homophobic, etc. Republicans who will literally pay you to do that and watch.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, we really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.